I did. I used to smoke weed in elementary school with Jeff Goldblum. One baggie of weed, please. Bro, fist me!
Well, hello everybody, and welcome along to round number 6 then of the Foxworth Autosport Fantasy League. We are here in America around the circuit of Long Beach, a long track, presumably near a beach, with a lot of barriers. Could be a recipe for success after the slightly more sedate race round Imola last time. I'm joined, as always, by Foxworth himself. How are you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, and I just want to say it's actually by Long Beach, so...
Well, that would make sense. I mean, I haven't seen many short beaches, so... But I guess to be classed as a long beach, it must be a really, really long beach, right?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't go to California. But, actually... California actually is, you know, very tied to what we were discussing right before we started recording.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right, so... we're here around Long Beach.
That's for the patrons exclusive behind the scenes blog.
I'm not sure even that was suitable for Patreon, to be honest, but yeah. We'll see. So we're into qualifying. We got 25 laps around Long Beach. A track that should really throw up a lot of chaos, but when we did this in the test season, we didn't really see it. It was quite a procession, so yeah, we'll have to see which version of Long Beach we get today.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Mine Polecat is continuing his form from the test season here. Maybe he's finally getting some good results.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I know this track.
Yeah, this is the first repeat from the test season, so... And he did really well in the test season, so maybe we just got the wrong tracks for him.
I thought we did... Was Imola not the first test race at...
Brazil.
Oh, it was Brazil. Okay, so the next two races are from the test season. Cool. Well, it was not the not a race that was set the championship. Well, the viewers alight last time out in Imola, but it set the championship alight. Cecil is now
absolutely.
our championship leader, just behind
by
him.
1 point.
Yeah, just 1 point over Pulu. Heinz Howard Hill has catapulted himself into the top 5, just 11 points behind our championship leader Cecil, and that's Karen Horner and John Major. So. All to play for, and as we go into the second half of the season, theoretically, there's the same amount of points that Cecil's got available for, you know, the likes of, say, Samuel L. Jackson. I think it's unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah, there's 500 points on the board for whoever finishes first. So, literally anyone could win this still. A huge amount of points left to grab for drivers and teams. So, it's wide open still.
Yeah, it absolutely is. But I don't think Samuel Jackson's going to change his feathers, right? I think we'll probably see a similar results, but you never know. As we've got Flavio Briatore up to the top of the tables. I think we'll see a pole time around sort of the 1 minute 14s, so still some track evolution and some fuel to burn off for these guys. But they've only got 4 minutes left to do it. And yeah, I would say they probably need a good qualifying here, because the likelihood is we'll see a similar race to the test race, where there's not much incident and it's a bit of a procession. But we have double the number of cars for this than we had that time, so, you know, we'll have to wait and see. So Martin Brundle is at the top of the times at the moment. As we were saying, it's going to be the person that has the least fuel latest into the session that's probably going to find themselves on top here. So Martin Brundle is out of fuel and won't be out again for another lap, as we've got 50 seconds left of qualifying. And it's Gerhard Berger at the moment, and Ted Kravitz, our race 4 race winner, who's currently in P3. But I would expect to see quite a few improvements here as Jackson Storm puts himself to 5th, Safso up to 2nd. And the times, I think, are going to be tumbling thick and fast here, Fox.
Absolutely, we definitely got a few more tenths to find at least. Couple. I don't see the championship contenders really far up. I guess Cecil's in 14th. Yeah, some shocking performances so far. We'll see if they get a last lap in here.
Yeah, we got 8 who's improved to 3rd. Jake Dennis is nicely up there in P8. But yeah, no, you're right. I think Cecil is pretty much the front runner. As Lucius
Augustus to the top, yeah.
It's a late
pole sitter for Spa.
Yeah, could be our first double pole sitter of the season if no one else can find an improvement here. And we'll see if he can have a better run of it than he did at Spa.
Yeah, it just depends on how Fernando Alonso's feeling, I guess.
Yep, very true. That's what he'll be worrying about. As Han Solo now pops himself up into 4th position. And I can't see too many others improving. I don't think 8 got over the line. Kasuma Sato might be on a lap here. It's looking like a pretty good lap as well, as long as he doesn't peel into the pits. Which he does, of course.
So, starting off on pole, we got Lucius Augustus, our pole sitter from Spa. We'll see if he can convert this into a win today, followed by Martin Brundle. He looks like he's finally over that concussion from Bathurst, but we'll see how it goes. We got Saf Safso, Han Solo, one of our previous race winners. Then we got 8, Gerhard Berger, Ted Kravitz, another previous race winner, another top 10 start, so that is very good consistency on him. We got Jackson Storm, Lando Calrissian, Jake Dennis, a pole sitter, hasn't yet to convert, but he's been getting some decent results these past couple weeks, finally. We got Susie Wolf, Pierre Lacroix, Mr. Crash himself. We'll see if he causes some chaos at the start. We got Paul Disaster, George Truly, Richard Attenborough, Harambe, Cecil, our championship leader, starting in the top 20, so hopefully he can hold on to these points. We got Kazuma Sato, Bertrand Zanardi, Ayrton Senna, Matt Neal, ever consistent, has really had a bad run in the mid-season here. We'll see if he can turn his form around today and the rest of the season. We got Natalie Pinkham, we got Fernando Alonso, Gilles Villeneuve, Hudson Hornet, David Attenborough, James Vowles, Karen Horner, Heinz Harold Hill has had a fantastic, consistent season, and he's up in the top 3, so we'll see if he can make a recovery drive today. And then we got James Ensby, Jack Villeneuve, Jeff Goldblum, Flavio Briatore, Johnny Schumacher, Jarno Russell, Samuel L. Jackson, starting in the back. Got Michael Verstappen, Peter Bonington, John Major, Liam Bridesmaid, Pulu Minardi second in the championship. Probably will not retain that today unless there's a chaotic race. Then we got Walter White and his teammate Jesse Pinkman, and Pulu's teammate Mind Polecat starting from the very back.
That's quite a spicy back 4, isn't it?
Absolutely.
The 2 gentleman racers and the Team RV cars, Walter White and Jesse Pinkman. Jesse Pinkman is going to need one of his trademark drives today. I think this is just where he wants to start, and I think Walter White's seen him do that. And he's like, right, well, I want to start back there as well. Along with the gentleman racers. So, yeah, I mean, it's got all the potential of another complete mix-up of the championship, right? As you say, Cecil's the front runner in the championship. He's back in 17th. Pulu all the way back down the rear end of the field. Heinz Harold Hill, P29. So also a long way out of it. So it really depends what kind of race we're going to get here. If we get a crash fest, like we've seen many times this season, then it could be anybody's. But if we have the procession we saw in the test race, then yeah, we're going to see a big mix-up of the championship here. But should be exciting. Okay, we're ready to get underway then for round number 6, round Long Beach. 44 cars are revving their engines and getting ready to get underway. Good start from Lucius Augustus. Martin Brundle alongside. Saf Safso looks to have had the better start out that front 3. He's going to try and get into the slipstream of Lucius Augustus down into turn 1. It's a long run down. Will anybody make a move on our current race leader into turn 1? Saf Safso, Martin Brundle and 8 going wheel to wheel. Pretty close between those two, but it is Lucius Augustus that keeps the lead for now then. As they all come into the fountain section for the first time. Is everybody going to get through this cleanly? I don't believe it, Fox. I think it's... oh, there's been a little bit of contact a bit further back.
Pulu!
Pulu going for a bit of grass cutting. What's happened here? Oh, he's going to get sandwiched, isn't he?
Yeah, John Major and Walter White.
Up between his teammate and John Major. John Major squeezing him a little bit outside. Oh, it's pretty much stationary as they try and pick their way through it. And then, yeah, he's just gets sandwiched between the two of them. And I think that's done some permanent damage. Oh no, he did get back underway. Oh, that's done some permanent damage.
Just a little. Looks like he has
And
towed
he
now.
has, yeah, gone back to the pits then. Right.
It's a disaster for Pulu.
Yep, so we do have a casualty on the first lap, but everyone else seems to have got through it cleanly as we come down the start-finish straight to start lap number 2 then. So it's Lucius Augustus that's leading us from Saf Safso, Martin Brundle, 8, Han Solo, Gerhard Berger and Jackson Storm.
It looks like a couple positions gained and lost. Richard Attenborough up 3 on the start. Fantastic start from him. But, yeah, it looks kind of like a calm start. Up 6 is Michael Verstappen. A little angry about his lost pole position in Bathurst, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's just got passed by Jack Villeneuve there, but still, yeah, a very good start for him. We saw everybody sort of almost stationary into turn 1 as they tried to pick their way through. Fortunately, nobody went for the dive bomb. But it was Pulu that unfortunately lost out as we got Jake Dennis and Susie Wolf going wheel to wheel. That's Susie Wolf making a move on Jake Dennis for 10th position then. And we'll now try and get in the slipstream of Lando Calrissian, who's looking to make a move on Ted Kravitz, and they're almost 3 wide in the background, as that's Pierre Lacroix, Paul Disaster and George Trulli, and I think we've got an instant ahead.
Is that Martin Brundle?
I think it
was Martin. It was Martin Brundle. I think he's got going again.
I think it's our race leader.
Lucius Augustus?
It is, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He's been caught up, so someone's trying to make a move here. Or has he lost it all on his own? He's going to take too much curb there. He's up on 2 wheels and he's round.
Oh,
and then that Saf Safso Martin Brundle just goes straight into him. They got nowhere to go, and that's Gerhard Berger, I think, that's also stuck there. And they're all back in the pits. We've got more action going on. It's all happening, Fox.
What a disaster. He had a clean run and he took himself out. Pressure must have gotten to him.
I think it must have, yeah. I'm just trying to stay on board with Jeff Goldblum here because I think something else is going to happen. So I think I've gone far too back. Nope, there's the contact. And that's who's that spun ahead? Is that Gilles Villeneuve? And then his teammate
Berger, one of them, yeah.
Samuel Jackson's going to give him a little nudge into the corner, and luckily he was right next to the pit lane.
Yeah, and he's not doing the Samuel Jackson strategy of staying out without a wing.
No, he's learned his lesson from that, and he's going to be straight back in then. Right, let's get back into this race. I thought we were going to have quite a simple race, so I wasn't ready for this quick camera action. So currently we have Jeff Goldblum, who's come back out from his pit stop, Lucius Augustus, Gerhard Berger, Jono Russell, Peter Bonington and Pulu were all caught up there. I don't think we saw Pulu, did we?
Yeah, Pulu was on the start.
Oh, yes, no, you're quite right. You are quite right, so he's back out from that incident now then. As we've got Walter White and Michael Verstappen coming to blows. Walter White up 11 positions. It's not Jesse Pinkman this time, it's Walter White. So copying his teammate strategy has worked.
As indeed, yeah. It looks like they're finally sharing data between the garages, apparently.
We got Jake Dennis and Ted Kravitz, 2 guys that I think will be secretly hoping for some late championship ambitions, going wheel to wheel. And there's an almighty train. That's Lucius Augustus that's come back out of the pits. That's holding this up as Susie Wolf goes for a move on the back marker. Makes way around the outside, as does Jake Dennis. Lucius Augustus' car doesn't look right here. And let's hope he doesn't catch anybody else out. And they're all so slow into this final corner, and that's what's causing the issues, isn't it? So there's a little bit of contact between any of them. And I think White might have lost a couple of positions there. But he seems to be okay. We'll see as they update along the start finish straight here whether he did lose any positions. And I think, no, he's still in 31st. So still up 11 for Walter White. Right. Talk us through the order at the moment then, Fox.
Yeah, it looks like 8. Oh, gosh.
Oh, you've got the voice crack now. It's all the excitement, right?
Yeah. Looks like 8 has 4.6 seconds in the lead here. He's just blitzing away from the field, followed by Saf Sasso. Wonder if he has some wing damage that might be holding up the rest of the field. Followed by Han Solo and Lando Calrissian's in 5th, actually, and then Jackson Storm. Oh, Jackson Storm's in third. It looks like they're battling here. We'll stay on board and see if there's any more trouble here.
Yeah, we've got Lando Calrissian trying to make a move to the outside. His teammate Han Solo in his rear wing, following his wheel tracks. Yeah, Falcon Racing. Dan's going to be hoping these two don't do anything stupid here, because this is a massive race for them if they're going to finish where they are. But yeah, it's Jackson Storm that's made his way past the pair of them on this lap, and currently up to P3. He had a good race last time, didn't he, Jackson Storm? Or was it Hudson Hornet? I know one of the two cars, Radiator Drifter cars, had a good race.
It was...
Oh, we got more action further down
Hudson
the field.
Hornet.
And it looks like it's Karen Horner that's been caught up in an incident. And that's
Walter White. Looks like he was going for a massive move around the outside there.
He did, and yeah, that was never going to work for him, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it has worked. He's carried on, but it's not worked for Karen Horner. She's on her roof and now back into the pits then.
He's actually lost quite a few positions, or is that... Yeah, he's lost quite a few positions, right?
Who, Walter White?
31st. Yeah.
He's up 16 at the moment. Last time we checked on board with him, he was up 11.
Oh my goodness.
So he's gained another 5 places. So he's absolutely flying at the moment, is Walter White.
Taking out the competition.
He is. And it looks like Jackson Storm, who had made his way past the 2 Falcon Racing cars, has had a bit of an incident. It's going to be the same curve as Lucius Augustus. Just gets too much of the car over on it, loses the back end. And that's rear left damage, maybe. Let's go back on board with him. And he does look like he's carried on. He's got an almighty train behind him now.
Yeah, absolutely. Susie Wolf is up fantastically for my team, so that's nice to see. You know, Karen Horner might have gotten taken out, but at least Susie Wolf's doing the business. Yeah,
no, she's on for a good result here, although from what we've seen of this race so far, it's a long, long way to go, as we're only on lap 7 of 25. But yeah, it is 8 with the domination at the moment. I'm just going to make sure that we switch back to the lap time from qualifying so that we're on the last lap time, just so we can see how they're tracking. Safso a tenth of a second quicker last time round, so it does look like he got away without any front wing damages. He almost takes that curve as well. I think that's going to be where we're going to see the issues today, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Those curves are quite dangerous, and maybe they need to redesign them.
No,
Should not
make them higher.
Cars like that.
We need this kind of action. Yeah, keep running us through then. So after the 2 Falcon Racing cars, we've got Susie Wolf, who's actually been passed again by Jackson Storm.
Yep. And then Jake Dennis, he's up 3 positions here, so making some progress. Hasn't bungled the strategy. Got Ted Kravitz down 1 position, unfortunately for him. Richard Attenborough up 6, which is fantastic for Life Finds a Way GP's their championship hopes. And then we got Pierre Lacroix, hasn't crashed yet, surprisingly. Paul Disaster, trying to keep BBW Cosworth Racing into the championship picture. And then we kind of fall off from there. George Truly, and then our first championship contender, Cecil and Harambe. So that's really good points for Memes to the Moon, and hopefully they can hold on to their championship lead, and hopefully Cecil can hold on to his lead as well.
Yeah, we'll have to see, as spot Lucius Augustus in the background there, still a lap down, potentially causing issues for this field. Yeah, we've got Cecil and Harambe, yeah, well placed, as you say. We've got Falcon Racing really well placed in 3rd and 4th. And yeah, it's a better race so far for BBW, as you say, as we see. Look at the train that Lucius Augustus is causing here. It's Bertrand Zanardi, who's at the front of it, trying to get past. Let's have a look. I mean, Lucius Augustus, 116. Yeah, the guys in the front end of the field are running sort of 15s and 14s and 15s, so he's definitely causing a bit of a train here. Well, we can see that visibly, but yeah, Bertrand Zanardi's going to need to make his way through, and these guys will be hoping that they can pick their way through and run away before anybody else does, because this could spell disaster with a big accident at some point with a train like this. So Zanardi does find his way through then, and it's Kazumzado that will be the next in line. Just like we have no penalties in this league, we have no blue flags. So this Augustus is perfectly within his rights to sit there. And try and fight his way through and cause as much issues as he can. Who's his teammate, Lucius Augustus?
It is. I don't think it's. Hang on.
It's not Kazuma Zato, is it?
It is no. Pierre Lacroix. Pierre Lacroix.
Okay, so Pierre Lacroix is through this field. So yeah, he's probably doing him a favour if he can hold these up a bit more. And you can see while Kazuma Zato was trying to have a look, and Senna gets dangerously close to the curb of death there, trying to make a move on Matt Neal, our race winner last time out in Imola, of course, and Senna. It catapulted him into the top 10 in the championship, and he'll be looking to make progress. But they're going to have to work together, these guys. They just need to find their way through Lucius Augustus. That's what's hurting their race at the moment.
Yeah, they are ancillary teammates under Son of Perdition here, so definitely wants him to get through, but yeah, it just looks like he's ruining the day for the midfield so far.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I don't blame him, Lucius. He got his second pole position, the first driver this season to get 2 poles, and once again, his race is ruined within a couple of laps.
Well, he can only blame himself, though. He did get on that curb, so.
Well, I think there'll be some engineers on the radio that will probably let some of their drivers know by this point that that curb is as dangerous as it was, and he just had the bad luck of being the first through it, and he obviously hit it the same he did in qualifying, and the car said no comprende.
Yep. I think cars are actually going quicker than qualifying, but we didn't see any 114s in qualifying, right?
The front three are absolutely flying at the moment. Yeah, absolutely. As we got more trouble in the back of the pack, then he's moving down the order too quickly for me to see what's happened. It is going to be Alonso, and I presume it's going to be that curb of death again. It is up on 2 wheels. Fortunately, I think everybody they're still going through at full chat. It's amazing no one collected him there. But yeah. Fortunately, I don't think Fernando Alonso would have had too much damage on the car, because we know what happens when Fernando Alonso comes out of the pits with damage. So Walter White is up 17 places now.
Thankfully, we don't have any cars that are seemingly out of control with damage so far. So.
No. Let's check on some of the people that are further back then. So Jeff Goldblum obviously was able to dive straight into the pits, and he's still on the lead lap, and does seem to be okay. He did a 15.0 last time around, so the longer that group are getting held up ahead by Pierre Lacroix, by Lucius Augustus, we're actually doing him a favour here to maybe get back in the order, as we got more trouble at the curb of death then.
It's an Attenborough.
It's David Attenborough, yeah.
Oh, that's disaster for Life Finds a Way GP. He might be overtaken by his brother in this race.
Yeah, it's going to be the curb of death again then. So just taking the serrated edge that's on the outside, losing it. Don't think he hit the barrier. So these guys are able to continue going. Or no, they decide to go back to the pits.
So they shouldn't have much damage, so they just gotta wait for the tow timer to kind of finish out. So shouldn't be too terrible for their races. Obviously, it's not something you want, but shouldn't be race ending.
No, it puts them a lap down. There's currently 7 cars that are a lap down, so you've got good company and still some stuff to race for. But yeah, it's a long way back, and it's gonna, I think, add a bit of a lottery to this race with that curb of death.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who hits it and when. I was trying to see if we can get a pun out of Curb Grande and Curb of Death, but you just say it with an Italian accent. Curb of Death.
Alright, Rage. Didn't realize you joined the commentary booth. How are you today?
Oh no.
Samuel Jackson, no.
It's going to be Curb of Death, but I think he's going to tag his rear wing here.
Pull Sainz?
No, he's just okay. So, yes, it seems to be how they're hitting it as to whether they're
I don't think he towed, did he?
Sorry?
I don't think he towed.
Samuel Jackson is back in the pitch, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
He's just been jumped by his teammate, Jeff Goldblum. who's currently back up to P35. So,
As it turns out, if you get your wing removed in the first with 3 laps of the race, you don't crash anyone else out, right? Well, long race, I guess.
well, you're out of trouble. Yeah, I guess so. Looks like Lucio Augusta's found a way to start getting a bit more pace out of his car, because Kasuma Sato is still at the front of that train. I mean, it's starting
Well,
to
he's
stretch
still
out.
doing
a little bit.
116, yeah. Yep.
So maybe, yeah, having to be overly defensive from the likes of Senna and Matt Neal behind is not allowing him to focus on the issues in front. It means, yeah, Bertrand Zanardi is now 5.7 seconds down the road with those cars that
8
have
had a really slow lap. 8 was like a second and a half slower than last lap.
Well, he's got, is that George Trulli? No, Giano Russell.
Yeah, probably had to get by Yano Russell. Yep.
Having to make their way through. So, I think we're now comfortably past the one-stop range, aren't we? Lap 14 of 25. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we have...
But did they have to stop at all?
well, the fuel tank's been brought back down a little bit again for this race. To try and encourage a few more stops, but once again they've obviously got on top of the fuel saving and have gone past that range. So, yeah, we probably will just see the one stop, but I would expect it to be pretty soon. So we've got Susie Wolf trying to have a look at Jackson Storm for 5th and 6th. He's having a great little race for you at the moment.
Yeah, Team Principals are doing pretty well, up in 6th, so definitely need some points. Get us back in the championship hunt. And yeah, Safsafso is into the pits. The first car, which usually this does not work out well.
No, this is normally not a good idea. And it's Safsafso that is going to be first in then. And nobody else looks like they're going to follow him. So, yeah, this could... For someone that was running really, really well in 2nd place, this could spell a bit of disaster here. And because of that LaCroix train... LaCroix, why do I keep saying LaCroix? Because of that Augustus train, he's going to come out in quite a lot of traffic as well, I think, by the look of it.
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to join this massive train, and yeah, he's going to have to hope for some good luck here. Jesse Pinkman, what place is... Oh, yeah. So he's coming out in 33rd.
Yeah, so that is pretty much the back of the field. So he has got some space, thankfully, because these guys, he will be quite a lot slower at the moment. So he won't catch the back of that train, but crucially he's not in traffic. So it's worked out right, but I think it's not going to work out great in the long run.
No. Whereas 8 on the track right now, I think he's... Okay, so he's going for an extra lap, so... And Han Solo's in.
He would be.
He would... What? Is he not in?
Oh, he is. My camera was just being weird with Lando.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, my bad.
No. Quite a few people are in now, so hopefully Han Solo is able to hold on to that position. But yeah, it's looking pretty good for 8 and Lando right now. They can stretch it out for another lap.
So Han Solo pitting alongside Jackson Storm, Jake Dennis, Pierre LaCroix, George Trulli and Bertrand Zanardi. Crucially, where is Safsafso? Oh, that's not as bad as I thought, you know. He's caught up with him, but Saf has... He's not that far behind. So he may have dropped to a position, but I was expecting that to be a lot worse than that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see how 8 and Lando check out.
Yeah, as I think...
8 continues for another lap. Oh my goodness.
Lando Calrissian carries on. Susie Wolf is going to carry on as well. Richard Attenborough, Ted Kravitz, Paul Disaster, Cecil. They're all going again. Interesting. So they're going to have 2 laps on those guys that have made the early stop.
There's no one pulling in this. Oh, who's
Karen
going
Horner.
slowly? That is Karen Horner. Yeah, she's already had an incident earlier. She out of fuel? Oh, that's a bent wing. Oh, that's a wing inside a wing.
That's
What?
someone else's front wing. And that's going to be Jackson Storm. Just come out of the pits.
Is that 8 ahead?
No, that was one of the Attenborough brothers.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see if we can pick up Jackson Storm here then.
Yeah, just
So that's the
gets
90.
into-
Oh, that's a big incident. It's the 97.
Aaron
So
Horner.
that
innocent bystander in that. Yeah,
is David Attenborough.
not a good day for David Attenborough.
Karen Horner, yeah, does go back to the pits with that one then. Right,
Jackson
8 is
Storm.
in.
8 is in. That is good catch. We got Lando Calrissian in as well. Imagine everyone is going to be pulling in this lap. Yep, looks like a very standard possession here.
Yep, Paul Disaster Cecil. I don't think anybody. The only one that might. No. I was going to say, because Disaster had been tucked up behind Lucius Augustus for a while. But no, the rest of the field pouring in then. Very good pit angles here at Long Beach. I'll have to have a word with the TV directors.
Yeah, no, it's a very tight pit lane. So let's see where Saf Safso is.
Han Solo and Saf
And-
Safso are there then, and 8 is just coming out of the pits. So it looks like
Lando
Lando Calrissian.
Calrissian's gonna. Yep, he's gonna jump them both.
This might be a bit closer with Susie Wolf. Han
Thinks they're
Solo.
going to get through.
Well, it's going to be close. Oh no, Susie Wolf had to slow down the exit to rejoin at the right time then. And what else have we got coming on the pit exits? As these guys come out then. And there's Zanardi. So Zanardi, who was well ahead of the Augustus train, has come out well in the middle of it. So it's not worked too great for him. Further back, we've got Samuel Jackson going through there. Although he's many laps down, so that's not for position. I wonder if anyone had an accident late enough to make their pit stop work. Maybe. We'll have to see a little bit later on. Right, so it is 8 then, but is currently in the lead. Lando Calrissian has jumped into second place, as we got Han Solo and Saf Safso going wheel to wheel here then. Let's have a bit of onboard action. We've not had that so far. So Saf Safso was running second before the stops, now P4, and Han Solo could, or Lando Calrissian could do with Han Solo holding him up a bit here, because it's currently a double podium for the Falcon Racing team.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a fantastic day for Dan and might rocket his team into the lead here. Although Beams to the Moon actually is having quite a day.
Yeah, Harambe and Cecil 9th and 10th at the moment. So they both were cars that stopped on lap 18. So they've jumped a few more positions then. Where's our star of the show at the moment? Walter White. Up to 24th now. He looks to make a move on Liam. So he's up 18 places so far today.
So quite the day.
Yeah, and crucially, these guys have all jumped Lucius Augustus as well, because Lucius Augustus had his incident on the first lap. He pitted with these guys. Or did he pit? No, he pitted lap 15, so he lost out in the pit stops. So the train is now changed a little bit, although Lucius Augustus is probably back up to speed now, because he had probably done some repairs.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on these lap times as they come across the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Zanardi looking to make a move on Kasuma Sato then. Kasuma Sato was the car that was stuck behind Lucius Augustus, and Zanardi was the one that was 7 or 8 seconds down the road, so he's lost all of that advantage, but only lost 1 place, I think, through all that. So everyone seems to have learned at the moment on the curb of death. There's not been any other incidents so far.
Still time. Give it time.
Oh, plenty of time, yeah, absolutely. There's Pulu now coming into the pits, obviously having to make that early stop after a lap 1 incident, but has managed to go a couple of laps longer. But that will only really work out if everyone else has to make a second stop, which they're probably not going to.
Unfortunately, I don't think we will see an extra stop. Ted Kravitz has recovered his place, so he's back in the starting position. Got a lot of up 7, so I guess that's probably about how many people from the start have crashed out or in the top 10.
Yeah, it's quite likely. Cars a lap down or that have had incidents so far. So Jeff Goldblum, He has been catching. He was around 20 seconds off the back of the field. He's now 14 seconds, but I still think that's going to be a big task to do that before the end of the race. As we, Jules, that's Gerhardberger who's a lap down, isn't he?
Yep.
So yeah, Lucius Augustus, Gerhardberger, David Attenborough, Samuel Jackson, Jackson Storm, Jarno Russell, Pilluminati, Peter Bonington, Fernando Alonso, and Karen Horner. All the cars that have been caught up today. Then. Well, this race has flown by, Fox. We're about 4 laps from the finish. So where are the battles still to happen?
Yeah, it looks like Han Solo's got some competition right behind him with Saf Safso here. That is an Attenborough brother down the order. That is not Richard, that's David. And yeah, I think that's the closest battle on track. Everything else is kind of spaced out. There's a few trains, but yeah, we'll have to see how they develop.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got Han Solo, Safso, Susie Wolf sort of in a world of her own, as is Paul Disaster. Some much needed points on the cards for BMW today. And then Ted Kravitz has made a little break from Richard Attenborough, who's defending from Harambe Cecil. Oh!
Ooh!
Richard Attenborough's round, and there's going to be contact there, surely. Oh, it's Pierre Lacroix once again.
Oh, they're coming through. There's more coming through.
Cecil! Cecil's got no front wing. Our championship leader.
Oh, no.
Has also been caught up in that then. He's going to have to pit, surely. Is he? What do you do?
I don't think he is.
He's going to stay out. That front wing's flapping in the wind.
He's going to lose a lot of positions, but there's so few laps left. He's not going to make up any positions if he...
He's going to have to try and hold on, and this could be more fireworks as he tries to hold on for the final 3 laps of this race. As Zanardi tries to throw it down the inside of the fountain.
Disaster for some championship leaders here. Richard Attenborough and Cecil. Oh man, this is going to shake up the standings for sure.
Yeah, so it was Richard Attenborough with the spin, wasn't it? And then it was Pierre Lacroix and Cecil that were the first to arrive at the scene. Pierre Lacroix looks... he's got to have front wing damage. It's not hanging off in the same way that Cecil's was. But he's managed to carry on. He's not lost out too much. And then the big winners from that then, Paul Disaster up to 6th, Ted Kravitz 7th, Harambe 8th, Jake Dennis 9th. So still a good day for Rage's teams, but our championship leader has got an almighty drain behind him now.
Yeah, absolutely. Going side by side, and Ayrton Senna does take that curve, but he survives it.
Well, if anyone was going to be skillful enough, it would be our Imola race winner, Ayrton Senna.
Absolutely.
He knows it's the most optimal line, which is why the guys are trying to take it out there.
Oh, let's hope that wing doesn't pop off and get underneath the car.
I don't think that's modelled, thankfully. He's not going to have an airplane crash, but he's definitely down on downforce, and they're just taking him on the straight. Left, right, and centre as Natty Pinker and James Ensby tries to find his way through. Bit too much curb there from Ensby, and nearly launching the car, but have to stay behind for a couple more corners then.
This is disaster. Do you think Jeff Goldblum's going to pass Cecil? My goodness.
Maybe.
What change of this championship?
I don't know if something's happened to Lando Calrissian. He did a 117 last time around.
Oh yeah, maybe he hit a curb or something, or spun round. Because yeah, that is a very slow lap time. He had like 4 seconds on...
He's back up to 115 now, so he might have hit the curb of death, but now he's got Han Solo and Safso in tow then on the penultimate lap. As we got more action in the Cecil train. That's Hudson Hornet that's got through. James Ensby still hasn't managed to find his way past. And then yeah, we'll see if there's any more chaos in the background. I think they're all safely through them. So 2 laps to go. Hold on to it, Falcon Racing boys. This could be a huge day for you, but you don't want to fight with each other. Just settle for 2nd and 3rd. Think McLaren at Monza. Just have a think about it, guys. You don't want to be doing this. But I think if
he's going defensive.
Say that to Han Solo, he's not gonna listen.
Ooh! Lando almost gets caught by the curve of death there.
Yeah, he did. And That's put him on the back foot coming down this main straight, I think. Safsafso is probably the best person to go on board. We'll get a bird's eye view of this run down to turn 1 for the final time then. 8 is out in front by 7 seconds. I think he's got this race sewn up unless he curbs the deficit on the final run. But these final podium positions are still anybody's as we go down into the fountain for the final time then. And just going to have a quick check back on Cecil.
Yeah, Cecil's way down the order right now. I think he just fell behind Jesse Pinkman, or no, Walter White. So he's in 24th.
Yeah, I think he did, but he's showing 23rd at the moment. Walter White's made up another position, now up 19 or 20. But yes, let's go on board with 8 then as he makes his final run down. He's got Jeff Goldblum ahead of him, so nothing's certain yet. But Jeff, they avoid the curb of death for the final time then. Just going to have a look back at this battle as Lando Calrissian goes defensive against Han Solo then. Safsafso will desperately want that podium after the season he's had, but I don't think he's going to find a way to do it. And it will be 8 that comes across the line then to take victory in round number 6. Followed by the Falcon Racing team of Lando Calrissian and Han Solo.
Podium.
Safsafso
Dan will be very happy about
across
that.
the line in P4. Susie Wolf P5. Paul Disaster P6. Ted Kravitz will lead Harambe across the line from Jake Dennis, Matt Neal, and we got issues at the last corner. I think George Trulli has been curb of death. He has.
Matt Neal's going to get a top 10.
Just want to make sure no one else was caught up here. George Trulli was running so well in P18 as well. And yeah, unfortunately, he finds himself
He was in the
out.
top 10.
We got. Oh, right. Where were we? Matt Neal, P10, Pierre Lacroix, P11. Then it's Kasum Sato, Bertrand Zanardi, Jules Villeneuve, Ayrton Senna, James Vowles, Natalie Pinkham, Hudson Hornet, James Ensby, Liam Bridesmaid, Walter White, P21, up 21 places. Made his way through with Liam by the look of it. They started alongside each other on the grid. So great drives from those to date to recover from a terrible qualifying. Martin Brundle was on the front row. Got caught up with the Lucius Augustus incident and maybe carrying damage throughout the rest of the race, but he's that P22, not what you would have expected starting on the front row here. Cecil, our championship leader, he dragged that ailed Memes to the Moon car over the line in P23. Still some decent points, but it should have been a much better race for him there, really. Flavio Briatore, Heights Harold Hill, not a great race for him after shooting himself up to P3 in the championship before. Mine Polecat, Jesse Pinkman, outdone for the drive through the field by his teammate today. Only up 16 places today. Although Polecat had a similar race from the back of the grid. Johnny Schumacher, Jack Villeneuve, Michael Verstappen, John Major and Jeff Goldblum round out the guys on the lead lap. And it's George Trulli, David Attenborough, Richard Attenborough, Samuel Jackson, Lucius Augustus, Jackson Storm, Gerhard Berger, Illuminati, Peter Bonington, Jarno Russell, Fernando Alonso, and unfortunately, rounding up the back of the field today is one of the early championship contenders, Karen Horner. Wow, that escalated, that race.
Yeah. Yeah, a late disaster there for Cecil the Lion. Yeah, we're going to have to tabulate the results and see where the standings lie. So, reviewing the standings from this time out, Falcon Racing shoots to the top, and Han Solo is the championship leader now, followed by Cecil, who falls to second, and 8, who shoots up to third. Lando Calrissian is in fourth, and Matt Neal is still holding station in the top 5. We got Heinz Harold Hill dropping from 3rd all the way down to 6th. We got Pluminati dropping from 2nd all the way down to 7th. We got Harambe all the way down to 8th. Jesse Pinkman up into the top 10. Mr. Consistency from the back to the front. And we got John Major rounding out the top 10. And yeah, just looking over the accordion effect here, it goes all the way down to 25th is what the one race win will get you from where you are to first. And then we got the teams. We got Falcon Racing in first. Again, they just shot right up from I think it was 6th or 7th, I think. We got Memes to the Moon falling down to 2nd. BBW Cosworth Racing remains in 3rd. We got Papa Spleen's Automotive shooting up. Then we got Team Principals, I think, remaining in 5th. But yeah, Gentleman Racers goes falling down the order into 9th. So yeah, big shakeup this time out.
Yeah, I think this is the biggest shift we've seen in a single race from the order, and some new emerging championship challengers. I mean, Han Solo and Lando Calrissian, they were pretty much bottom of the table, Falcon Racing, after the first race. They have shot to the top. So there's still hope for you yet. Life could find a way. You never know. But yeah, I mean, BBW, it was a much needed better race. Some okay points for Matt Neal, moves him back into P5, and Paul Disaster with a good top 10 finish means that they're still in this fight in 3rd. But yeah, both of Rage's teams, Memes to the Moon and Pappas Means Automotive, then also challenging. But yeah, I mean, with the kind of shift we've seen in the last 2 or 3 races, with 4 rounds still to go, I would say anybody in that top 10 or 11 in the teams, and as you say, probably any of the top 25 in the Drivers' Championship, still have the opportunity to win this. So it's crazy. It's crazy. I thoroughly enjoyed that race. I really thought we were maybe going to see something similar to our test race. Thankfully, the Curb of Death shook it up a little. And yeah, that's a brilliant result for Falcon Racing Team as we go into Lagos then.
Yeah, just to put it in perspective, after round 1, Han Solo had 6 points in 39th, and Lando Calrissian had 2 points in 43rd. They had 8 points. They were bottom of the table in the team's championship after round 1.
Yeah, and now have a slender lead in both then. So, yeah. It's those double podiums, isn't it? It was what did it for in the pit lane racing a couple of races ago, and it's done it again for Falcon here. So, yeah. Do keep watching, because with 4 rounds to go, this championship is a long way from done. And still anybody, I think, in with a chance of claiming those top 3 spots in either championship and getting their hands on a bit of prize money to go with it. So, yeah, thank you for joining me today, Fox. We will see you again next week in Interlagos for round number 7 with just 4 races to go. The championship fight continues. Thank you so much for watching, everybody, and we'll see you again next time.